this one, I'm going to take you on a trip in an electric car. Now this is a 2018 Chevy Bolt. It has a EPA average of 238 miles per charge. Now that doesn't always mean 238 miles per charge. That's assuming you're not running the heating or the air conditioning, and it's really not assuming highway speeds. Highway speed is more like 217, I think, somewhere I have that. Yeah, 217 on the highway. Okay, now, by the way, my point here is not to beat up electric cars. I think they're great. I think it is the future. But you have to be realistic in what your expectations are for these cars when you're talking about over-the-road driving. I have a trip that I took several times in an electric car. And it's a trip from Spokane, Washington to Seattle, Washington, and back again. And that trip, let's see, it's about 303 miles. Okay, if you took the numbers, the EPA numbers, say, well, combined is 238, I should only have to charge once. But that's all highway, 70 mile an hour highway. So now you're down to 217. So right off the bat, we're saying, hold it. Are we going to be able to just charge once? Well, you're not really going to be able to charge once. And there's more than one reason for it. There is a charging station between Seattle or Spokane and Seattle at Ritzville, which is 77 miles from Spokane. That's a DC charging station. The next time you find a DC charging station is going to be Ellensburg, which is about 113 miles. Okay, there's a centrally located town called Moses Lake, and it is 140 miles from Spokane. So ideally you could probably charge there and get all the way into Seattle. The heck of it is, there's no DC fast charge in Moses Lake. There's nothing. Well, there's a Tesla station, but you don't have a Tesla if you don't have a Tesla. So, and I'm figuring a Chevy Bolt, it's about the only car that'll make that kind of distance right now, except a Tesla. Okay. So I can't go to Moses Lake. I can get level 2 charging in Moses Lake, by the way, if I want to sit there for 4 or 5 hours to get my charge up. Okay, I don't want to do that. I want DC fast charge to get it charged as fast as I can. Okay, so what do we end up doing? We go to Ritzville. When I get to Ritzville, I will have traveled 77 miles and I will have a 100% charge in the vehicle before I start. Okay, when I get to Ritzville, I'll have 57%. And that's pretty much it, 57%. Okay, I'm going to DC fast charge there. And it's going to take me probably a half hour there. I can stop for breakfast or something if I want. Okay, so then I leave there and I've got that, 113 miles to Ellensburg. Now remember, I can't go to Moses Lake, which is in Central, because there's no fast charger. But I can go to Ellensburg and there's fast charger there. So when I get there, I'm going to do another fast charge, probably closer to an hour, because I'm going to be down to about 30%, I think, when I get there. Once I leave Ellensburg, I've got 107 miles to go. Okay, I can easily make that. Now understand, when I'm doing these DC fast charges, I'm not charging that car up to 100%. I'm charging it to 80%. Because if I charge fast charge, and I get up to 80%, then the charge slows way down. And it's just the way these cars work. You can't charge these batteries up to the top using a fast charge. It has to drop the kilowatts going in down. So it's going to take another couple hours to get to 100%. Maybe not quite that long, but it's long enough that you really don't want to do it. So, okay, I'm going to charge up to 80%, and I'm going to head off. Now, one of the things I've got there is I've got Snoqualmie Pass that I've got to go over. A lot of times inclement weather. And so when I say I got an 80% charge, that means I've probably got 180 miles, maybe 160. But I got to get up over that pass. Now, I can get over the pass. It's going to take quite a few kilowatts to get over the pass. I gain some of that back on the other side, plus I drop down all the way to sea level at Seattle. But I'm going to have to, but the overall issue here is I can't charge once. I've got to charge twice to do this. And if you're taking a car that has an EPA rating of 238 and expecting to be able to go, say, 200 miles and then charge up, you're kidding yourself. It's not going to work that way. The high speeds are going to knock you down. If there's any passes there, you know, uphill grinds, inclement weather, all these things are going to change that range. So you're going to have to be much more conservative when you take these trips. I would say you are best off never going over 140 miles between charges. 140 miles. If you're real lucky, you might get 150. But at highway speeds, to be safe, that's about where you have to be. So, that's it on this one.